So usually when I do the comic reviews, it's more than one comic. I think at the very least, I think one time it was two. Actually, I'd say two. I remember now. At the very least, it's been two. But sometimes I have like weeks like this week where I do have a video planned, but I want to be the 750th video. For those of you who want to know what the 750th video will be, it'll be another room tour, like my comics and that, all that. I think that the first one was good. It was long. It was a few months ago also, so I've gotten more comics since then, like a lot more comics since then. And I'd like to just kind of, it was one spot I forgot to show because it was blocked off, and I surprised even I forgot about it, but that'll be for the 750th video. But then the comic review, as you know what it is on the Conan by Jim Zub. Now, why am I doing this with a bunch of other comics? Well, I only got one comic from the library. It was one of those kind of, not off of a whim, but kind of like one of those like last minute ones where I just decided to get this one. I had a live stream that I've since deleted. The whole point of that live stream was to do one of those things where, I'm saying it so awkwardly, was to do a live stream where right after I filmed the live stream, it was done with the live stream, it would automatically go off my account. We wouldn't see it anymore. I wasn't able to set that up the usual way. I just deleted it off my channel. But in the live stream, one commenter had asked me if I ever read anything Conan. I said I only read the first issue of Jason Aaron's, and then the king size Conan. I want to say it was 2022, but I actually think it was 21. That king size Conan that Marvel did, that celebration, whatever. And I think actually it was 2021 because this was 2022. No, it's 2023. But I believe they lost the license Marvel did for Conan back in 22. I could be completely wrong, though. Now, this is the first volume in Jim Zub's run. He's actually done, I think he's doing everything Conan. I know at the very least he's doing this and Savage Sword. But yeah, when I had said that, I remembered, oh yeah, the Jim Zub series I meant to check out. And the library had it, so I decided to pick up volume 1. And I thought this was, well, it wasn't what I was expecting. I still do recommend this. And that is a great precursor into why I was kind of disappointed with this. Is because I was expecting something with better pacing, but this is clearly trying to be a homage to the 70s Conan. It's supposed to be like, I think my game theory is that this entire series is going to start with 70s and then gradually make its way to the modern age, because this is a whole new revamped, rebooted series from another publisher. So instead of being like modern age, and I think what Jim Zub wants to do is wants to go with the 70s, have the 70s feel for a little bit, and then gradually make his way towards the modern age. Now, what I mean by this feels like a 70s comic, well, there's a lot of, a great example is showing the cover, or not the cover, showing this right here. So you have, it looks exactly like it does, but almost like, not exactly. It has the same feel as does comics from that time. You have like the little things, that the credits page having like the, not a lot of alliteration, but the Grim Jim Zub, blank, like, you know, that kind of thing. Kind of Simpsons did with their Treehouse of Horror. I have no idea what to call it. I don't know why I can't think of the name, but they call it like Riotous Richard Starking. So you can tell that, and flipping through the comics, a lot of narration, a lot of like that kind of stuff that you'd expect in 70s comics, and that is something I don't really like in comics. I don't like a whole lot of narration. I like, you know, the actual story itself. One of my favorite comics is Preacher, so basically how that story is structured, that's what I like in comics. Not an overabundance of narration. I think narration is necessary in most comics, and to not have it at all, yeah, I think that's obviously going to be a bit difficult, but I think an overabundance of narration is what really hurts the pacing of a comic for me, and it really did hurt this book's pacing. But overall, I still do recommend this book. I still think it's worth reading, but I think what you should do is that if you're unsure about it like me, I would say to actually, you know what, read the Free Comic Book Day issue. It's a very, very short issue because I think it was like 8 pages of story and 16 pages, not even, maybe even less, or anything even more, of ads. They're like, oh, here's this Conan book, and then they have a little, I think it was like an outro letter by Jim Zub. So I think that if you want to go for the free route, that's your best route to go. And whether or not I'm going to continue on with this series, there's another free comic book day issue that came out in 24, which hopefully is more than 8 pages. And I'll read that and determine whether or not I'm going to continue with the series. If I do, it's going to be library only. I wouldn't even really consider getting the series if it were on sale. But that's my quick review of this comic. Now, Jim Zub is a writer I really do like. I really liked his Wayward. I think that's the whole reason why I keep picking up Jim Zub books and give him a chance. And when I see there's a new book by him, especially from the library, I will consider checking it out eventually. I will check it out eventually. The whole reason why I picked up Murder World without even looking into what it was about, like any plot synopsis or what have you, was because it was Jim Zub. Like, that's purely because it was written by Jim Zub. I think he is a really good writer, and I think, again, the main reason why I say that is because of how much I liked Wayward. But overall, I would give this maybe like a 6 to 7 out of 10. I want to be generous because, again, this is not... I think on a reread, I would like this a lot better. Because I would know what I was going in for at that point. So overall, I do still recommend this one, but with some caution. Now, if you like that 70s feel for Conan, you want something that feels a lot more vintage, feels like it came out and feels like it was almost like a like an inventory issue or what have you, an inventory storyline that was never printed in the 70s, and now we're getting like one of those things that was a long lost Conan run, and now we're getting it. Like, that's kind of the feel that you get. Then I would absolutely highly recommend this book. But if you want something that feels more modern, this is not the way to go. That, as I say, is that.